I think it's a result of hard effort. What's important is you won't always get the result in your favor. But I felt in the last couple of series outside India, we were in position to seal one game each, victory of one game each at both the places. But somehow we are not able to do that. And I felt the bowlers put in a very good effort in both the test matches that I'm talking about, but didn't go in our favor. But what was important was to keep working hard, keep giving in the same kind of preparation and thinking into the game. I think because of that today we have sealed the first game, you can say, for this team, and it was just fantastic to see the kind of effort and the determination that the guys showed. So overall a very memorable game of cricket for us. Well, again, I don't believe in comparison. It's not like I went like 50 or 60 test matches, so I have to pick, okay, which one is the best. So everyone is special. Every test match is special for its own reason. Every innings or every 100 or 50 that you score is special in its own way. So it's not about comparison. I think if you see the 11 that were playing or the 18 which is part of the squad, it's almost entirely different to the last game that you're talking about. So just in that way it's very special, and I felt it was a test match where there was pressure on us. There was a lot of pressure on us. We lost a crucial toss, which meant we had to fight out those first 1.5 to 2 hours when there was moisture on the wicket. And I felt the openers did that along with the number 3 batsman, and we scored the amount of runs that was really needed. And then Bhuvi bowled really well in the first innings, followed by Ishant in the second innings. How it exactly feels, it's very difficult to say, but one thing for sure, it seems that it will be my last test match at Lords, because I don't see myself coming back in I don't know how many years time to play a test match again. So it's definitely a memorable test match. We have had close test matches before here. I still remember the 2007 series that we won. It was because of bad light that the game ended in a draw, and me and Srishant, we were batting at that point of time, and because of that test, we saved that test and ended up being victorious in the test series. So I feel every game is important. Yes, it feels good to win test matches outside India, and being Lords, yes, it is very special, but at the same time, I feel every test match is special for us. Well, it was to start off a bit difficult to convince him. So the last over when he came in, just said bowl short, and I turned the other way around. So I set a field to him so that he doesn't even think of bowling up. So that was the strategy. Give him a field where he's just forced to bowl the kind of length that I want him to bowl, and it worked. And once he got Moeen's wicket, I think after that he was eager enough to try that line for a consistent period of time. Because also to see, he's someone who works really hard on his bowling, works really hard on his fitness. He's not shy of bowling long spells. Whenever you ask him to come and bowl, whatever the situation may be, he gives us 100%, more than that actually every time. So there's no good reason why he should not test this line. He will have to bowl consistent number of overs outside India. So definitely with the kind of height he has, he can exploit the bounce a bit more and put pressure on the batsman. So this is definitely something that will add on to his armory. But it's slightly difficult to convince him, that by bowling short also you get a wicket, and it counts as a test wicket. It's not like only when you neck the batsman to the keeper or slip it's counted as a wicket. So it was very difficult to convince him. I think more about the process. That's one of the reasons why I can forget the past, because when you are constantly busy with the process, you're thinking about what needs to be done rather than thinking about, okay, that game we were playing, this happened and we were not able to seal the game and all that thing. Yes, there was pressure on us. The reason being, with 200 odd runs needed on the last day, we knew there will certainly be a winner in this game. Who the winner will be, we are not really sure about it. We had a fantastic chance to win this test match at the start of the play. And as I said, cricket is a great leveler, and the first session we didn't get any wickets till the last ball was bowled, and it showed us that you have to be at the top of your game. You have to be at your best, otherwise the opposition, once they get an opening, they'll make sure that they make the most out of it. So I felt they had a very good partnership going at that point of time, and once we got an opening, we made sure that we get a couple of quick wickets and put pressure on the opposition. there are quite a few ways to look at it, because this is one question that has been thrown to the Indian cricket team quite often, because if you block and get out, they say, okay, you can't play the short bowling, but you play your shots and get out, then you're over aggressive. So there's only one way of playing short pitch bowling, and I think that's ducking, so that they bowl short, you duck, and nothing happens. But the modern cricket has changed. The batsmen at times they take up that challenge of the bowler. If the bowler is bowling short at them, at times they like to play their shots, and what we have seen is it's a slightly difficult shot to control. You can't always control it and put it in the right area where you want it. So at times you'll get out, but it's something that's very important to be aggressive. Even to our batsmen, I keep saying, yes, it's important to duck, but at the same time you have to assess how tired the bowler is, what the bounce of the wicket is, and at times you'll have to play your shots, and even if you get out, you'll have to accept the fact. So I think just the bowling from Ishant was very good. He had already bowled a long spell at that point, and he kept bowling short, and he was very accurate, and that really helped him get those wickets. Well, Australia, if you compare our bowling attack to Australia, it's very different. The reason being, we don't have too many bowlers who can bounce like them. If I was Mitchell Johnson, I won't bowl up. I don't care who the batsman is, frankly. But at times when you're not the bowler, that's the kind of thinking you have. But Ishant is definitely someone who can do that. I can't really ask Bhuvneshwar to bowl that kind of a length. He's more of a swinger. He'll bowl slightly more up. Even Shami, if you see, he is someone who can bowl quick, but he's not someone who gets a lot of bounce off the wicket, which means he's also not someone who can consistently bowl bouncers or back of the length delivery. So we wanted to just exploit the condition by saying, okay, we'll throw a challenge to them. We'll see how they play the short pitch delivery, whether they go for their shots or they duck all their deliveries. So you have to see on that particular day how the batsman is playing. In this case, it worked in our favor, but it's not like it will always work in your favor. Some of the time you'll see the batsman not playing at any of the deliveries, and then you fall back to your line and length, slightly close to outside off, and you want to nick them out. But it's definitely something that's worth trying. Definitely Duncan is someone who wants to try everything, and definitely wants the bowlers to bowl short also. We have been trying to convince our bowlers to bowl a few bouncers. At times we had this problem even in South Africa and New Zealand, when we had actually bowled the first 10 overs without bowling a single bouncer. So at times you go and ask them, okay, why didn't you bowl bouncers? And they'll ask, okay, we thought it was swinging enough to get the batsman out. So you have to actually tell them it's not the bouncer that gets you wicket, but what happens after the bouncer that can actually get you wickets. And at times it becomes slightly difficult for them to understand what we are trying to say, even when you put it in simple words. And cricket is a complex sport. Ishant never wanted to bowl round the wicket. We're like, bowl round. He's like, no, it's going that way, so I want to bowl over. So what happens is, once you go through that phase, it opens an entire new sector for you, and that armory of yours increases. So we have been struggling to get through that. We don't want to enforce ourselves on the bowlers. But now, with the past 4 or 5 games, I definitely think their view towards bouncers and short pitch deliveries has opened up. They are using it quite consistently now, and the more they play, the wiser they will get. Well, it's not about easy or difficult. It's about fulfilling the role and the responsibility that I have got. And what was important was to see how the guys are preparing. Not to forget, we are playing a batter shot, and that at times put pressure on the batsman also, especially if you lose a toss where there's plenty of help for the fast bowlers. So what's important to see how they're preparing, what their mental approach is, and not to talk too much about the technique. Technique is something that's important, but the mental approach is something that's very important. So I feel what we have done well is, we have taken them to a position in the team, where they feel very comfortable, and they feel as if they're wanted at this scenario, and they'll have the backing of the team entirely, not only the captain, even amongst themselves, and that is actually showing on the field. Even if we lose first 5, 6 or 7 batsmen, still somebody like a Bhuvi comes in and contributes, and Shami has also scored runs. And what we have seen is, in modern cricket, the number 8, 9, 10 and 11 contributing is something that's very vital, irrespective of how many runs the top 6, 7 batters score. It's the last 30 to 60 runs that are contributed by the tail that really matters. That doesn't mean the top 8 score 100 runs and the rest 60 runs. The thing is, I feel he's very talented, but at times he feels the pressure. And what will be important for him is once he gets a few innings like these going, he'll start feeling much more confident and you'll see a different approach. But still, I think the number that he will come into bat, I think he needs to be aggressive. He needs to look for runs, irrespective of how he plays, because there have been quite a few batsmen batting lower down the order. When they play explosive cricket, they score many more runs than when they try to play surviving cricket. So that will be the job of others, but I think he should go in and just look to hit the fast bowlers. And what we have seen is once he starts to do that or looks to do that, he gets into much better position to play his strokes. Well, again, it depends on the individual, because the thing is, you have to take it as a added responsibility. I've gone through a phase where we lost 4 and 4, I think 8 test matches back to back, and you'll start getting all types of comments. But what's important to realize, what needs to be done so that the team comes back into a phase where the team is doing well. It doesn't really matter who the captain is, but at the same time, what's important is for the individual to realize whether that added responsibility is putting too much pressure on him, or if he's fine with it. It doesn't really matter what the world is saying. If you think you can still accomplish the job that or the responsibility that has been given to you, it doesn't really matter what the world is saying. So it's all about that. If you feel if you're not the captain, it will help you to improve your cricket, then you are better off doing that. But it all depends on the individual at the end of the day. Okay, Moeen Ali's wicket, I think that was a very crucial wicket. The reason being, it was the kind of opening that was really needed, but it would be wrong to say that was the turning point, putting all the pressure on him, saying, okay, you got out, that's why we won the game. It's not like that. At times when you're facing short pitch deliveries, you have to be very certain as to whether you're playing it or leaving it. And when there's pressure on you, what we have seen is it makes you do silly things. At times you're just in the line, you hardly do anything. He got out, then the others came in, they had their different approach, but it didn't work on this particular day. And we ended up getting quite a few catches, and there were quite a few good catches that were taken. So I think overall it was good bowling effort, and at the same time good fielding that was done by the fielders. About the specialist spinner, I know there's no super sub rule in test match cricket. Otherwise, the first innings we would have an extra seamer and the second innings an extra spinner, because it's very obvious you may need a spinner in the second innings. But whether we can go in with 2-2 combination, I'm not even thinking about it. But I think we will more concentrate on the stuff that we have been doing right, and at the same time certain things where we have missed out as a team, both in the last couple of test matches that we have played. So we are not thinking about what the opposition wants or what kind of wicket was provided. I think what's important for us is to assess our game, how good we are playing. Certain areas, if you still see, there have been chances in the game, so we have given gifts to the English team that they have not accepted, which I feel is very important. Yes, we don't have many players who are very experienced, but it's important that once you are in a position where you can seize the game, that you make the most out of it and take the opposition away from the game. So that's what we want to achieve. We're not thinking about what the opposition needs to do or what they really want, because that's not really in our control. And being humble in cricket is something that's very important. No, Ishant had a very long spell. We had to get one more wicket, one of the 2 batsmen out, and what I asked him was, I'm happy if you want to bowl or continue to bowl, it will give you 8 wickets, but at the same time, if you think there's some niggle, and by niggle what I meant was slightest of pain in any part of your body, then you are better off not bowling next over. The reason being, I don't want you to get injured. And also not to ignore the fact that he had by that time bowled a long spell. And also from outside you think it's not very hot and humid, but you actually perspire a lot, so you lose a lot of body fluid, which is also a reason that you can get injuries, because fluids work as coolant. If it's not there, you may get injured, seize the engine basically. About the Jadeja thing, what actually I wanted was to have one more fielder there, but you can't, according to the rules of the game, you can't have three. And I wanted Virat to stand slightly wide, right of where he was standing, which meant anything that he nicks, a faint edge on the leg side would go between me and him. So the plan was to stand behind so I can cover that. But if the batsman steps out and keeps playing by stepping out, then I had to go in. But they didn't really step out, which meant I could have that liberty of standing back and trying to catch balls at both ends, but nothing really came to us. And the good thing was they didn't really step out and miss one, because that would have been the perfect thing for the commentators to talk. That's why you shouldn't really stand behind and all. But the game has changed. It's more about what really suits at that point of time. I don't think in the olden days, there are quite a few journalists from old times who never had a deep square leg, a deep fine leg, and a deep mid wicket, and a short leg and a mid wicket, and bowl bouncers. They'll have one short leg and that was more than enough to bowl bouncers. नहीं, काफ़ी आई थिंक इंडिया में भी काफ़ी ऐसे टेस्ट मैचेस हुए थे जो हमारे लिए बहुत टफ रहे थे। जब हम लास्ट डे पे खेलने गए थे या फोर्थ डे पे खेलने गए थे, जिस दिन रिज़ल्ट आया था, हमारे लिए बहुत इजी सिचुएशन नहीं था, काफ़ी टफ सिचुएशन से हम गए थे। सो हर जगह का एक अलग कठिनाई होती है खेलने के लिए। अब यहाँ पे भी अगर आप देखें तो काफ़ी कुछ डिपेंड करता है वेदर के ऊपर, काफ़ी डिपेंड करता है कि आप अगर अच्छी बैटिंग करते हैं तो आप इन कंडीशन में आपको स्पेशली मेक श्योर करना पड़ता है कि आप अच्छी बैटिंग करते रहें और जितने ज़्यादा रन बटोर सके उतना अच्छा है। क्योंकि एट टाइम्स क्या होता है कि विकेट पैचेस में गिरते हैं, एक विकेट गिरता है तो 2-3 और गिर जाते हैं, जिससे कि प्रेशर बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है। एंड ऑलवेज टेस्ट क्रिकेट अगर आप देखें तो बॉडी पे बहुत ज़्यादा जोर डालती है। एक के बाद एक आपको सवेरे उठना पड़ता है, 90 ओवर की फील्डिंग होती है। एंड इट्स मोर लाइक, वो बोलते हैं ना 100 सोनार की एक लोहार की, तो ये सोनार वाला है। हर दिन थोड़ा थोड़ा बॉडी पे प्रेशर पड़ता जाता है, तो चौथे और पाँचवें दिन रियलाइज़ करते हैं कि हाँ भाई, थोड़ी बॉडी अभी थकी हुई लग रही है। अच्छी चीज़ ये है कि अभी और नेक्स्ट टेस्ट मैच के बीच में थोड़ा गैप है। आई थिंक बहुत ही वाइजली शेड्यूल किया हुआ टेस्ट मैच है, और उसके बाद फिर हमें एक ब्रेक मिलेगा, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने 5 टेस्ट मैच की सीरीज़ नहीं खेली है, तो हमारे लिए काफ़ी डिफरेंट रहेगी। सो हम चाह रहे हैं कि जितना हम उसको सिंपल बना सकें, और सिंपल एक ही चीज़ से बन सकती है जब हम सिर्फ अगले मैच के बारे में सोचें। तो अभी हमें पता है कि 5-6 दिन का ब्रेक है, उसके बाद हम अगला टेस्ट मैच देखेंगे, उसके बाद का बाद में सोचेंगे।